Hey team, this is Ripper here. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Got the fun map Haven and clan battles, tactic strategies, and does the Lemming train actually work? But before we begin, like, subscribe, bell button below. Appreciate all the support. Premium DD giveaway at 2,000 and can't thank you guys enough. So let's get right to it. The game is clan battle season. It is back, and we have super ships involved as well. And it's been, like I said, first few days of playing clan battles actually has been pretty interesting. I'm actually glad we're back to tier 10, and it has been a while, and I really do enjoy it. So let's talk about today's strategy. Does the Lemming train actually work? And my previous video on one of the strategies we talked about of Land of Fire, we talked about how we staying together as a cohesive unit actually helps maximize firepower. It contains a lot of your elements together to make it easier for defending for quick reaction force. And let's see if this actually works. We had a player actually bring up this strategy, and we wanted to see if it actually ended with a win. And you know what? It actually is surprising. Let's talk about it. So right now, here's one of the maps right here. If you haven't noticed, it is called Haven. And for those that don't know, Haven is actually a pretty... I would say pretty decent map. It's fun in a sense, but I like it because it gives you so many different types of options and play styles, and honestly, a great way to try out different tricks and to see what works. And that's what's awesome about World of Warships. There's definitely different strategies and different techniques people like to use, and it gives you the ability to try new things, and not everything works the way you want it sometimes, but that's the fun about learning and adapting and overcoming. So here we go. Right off the bat, let's talk about ship compensation here. Super ships these days, you can only pick one, and I think you're limited to one battleship and as many cruisers and destroyers as you want. For the particular game that we had earlier, let me take a look, see if I can remember. Yeah, we had A, B, C, and we had, 3 cruisers, 3 destroyers, and a battleship. All right, so we'll put the battleship here. Whoops, wrong color, ladies and gentlemen. Like me, I'm always a stickler for the right colors. And we're going to put the 3 cruisers, 1, 2, 3, and we had 3 destroyers, and we are in the Zorkiy, by the way. The Zorkiy is a super ship destroyer. I almost think it's a broken one because of the amount of firepower, the abilities it has. It's literally a Khabarovsk on steroids. And we'll take a look at how we play it as well, how to become a better destroyer player, learning a little bit of clan battles, as well as you get to see some strategy techniques of what we're going to do today. So the other team, I'm going to take a look, has 4 cruisers and 2 destroyers. So let's just put it here, 1, 2. They had 4 cruisers, 1, 2, 3, 4. And they had their nice battleship. I think you only get 1. Yep, 1. So there's a compliment round, 7 versus 7. Now, what is the general thinking here? So we are on the northwest side of Haven, and one of our tacticians actually said, hey, let's try doing the Lemming train, because why? What is the issue with that? Actually, okay, here's what normally people do is they split the force. They go, whoops, wrong color again. That's my bad. What do most people like to do? Like to split the force and go like this, Alpha and Bravo. Now, let me tell you what here's the problem. If you are starting on the northwestern side, as you can see right here, the problem you face as the northwestern team is that this area, the entrance into Alpha is, I would say, brings a problem. One, you got a choke point here. The other problem is if you do try to split up, you're going around a lot of islands and there's no avenue for escape. Well, look at the enemy team can actually advance into the cap a lot easier. I mean, you have different options. They can enter this way, they can enter this way, and then they can come in around and flank you that way, and they can continue, and they can shoot at different angles. While, look, you have one really choke point to cap A. It seems like the southeastern team has a better advantage, and I notice with the amount of fire that's going in, look what's happening. You've got a choke point that allows literally so many fields of fire into A that literally it's a choke point, and you're just they're massing their firepower. Like I've always said, if you can focus fire really well in the A, you can cap it much easier than the opposite team can. So I would say, like I said, the alpha team from the southeastern side right here for the bad guys, the enemy team has a much easier approach into the cap as opposed to you. So someone brought up the fact that it's a death trap at Alpha. All right, so we're going to go ahead and cross that out. We're not going to do A at all. We're going to literally proceed as one unit as our team, our tactician said, we'll have the battleship really follow, Lemming train all the cruisers together, and all the destroyers lead the way, cap Bravo, and then proceed into Charlie. And so let's take a look how this actually will play out, because what the enemy team I think is going to do is they're going to send maybe 1 or 2 guys to Charlie, and they'll send 1 destroyer into Alpha to cap it to get it started. Their battleship will probably go this way to Alpha as well, while a cruiser and a cruiser go this way, and maybe 2 cruisers kind of go that way. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, because most teams are predictable, or they'll split their forces. They definitely won't give up Charlie. It's a free cap, and they want to really take A because they have more of the advantage. Now, what is our plan and strategy? Again, we're going to Lemming train. And again, what is the advantage of the Lemming train? Why would this actually maybe theoretically work? Well, what did I talk about in the last video? The last video I said was literally, look how easier it is to defend Bravo and Charlie. Well, Bravo is already ours, right? It's an easy cap for us, and it's a major distance. It's a much longer distance for the team to actually proceed, and very dangerous for them to go through Bravo. And from Alpha, you got to make a truck up to Bravo. Also dangerous because they don't know if we're actually to the north going to fire into them. And also, it is, if the team is at Alpha, it is a long trek to Alpha or Bravo, and it's a long trek around to from around Charlie. So the only other option for the Lemming train is to go to Bravo. We got it. And then we just proceed to Charlie. Now look at the distance here. Like I said, the distance between these two is a lot shorter than the distance between B to A or C to A, because why? Your ships can all linger around behind cover here and can actually react to Bravo, which is why turn your ship. I mean, let me just draw it for you here. I mean, if my ship was here, I can either turn this way or I can go that way. You know, you have options to work with, as opposed to if I'm at Alpha, where do I go from there to defend? Do I go to Bravo or do I go to Charlie? It brings a big headache as to decide and to also coordinate. Remember, you're communicating with your team. You got to figure out where am I going to be at so I can be the most effective and put my guns to bear. So the majority of our team is going to push Bravo, as you can see here. Now, once the team is over here at Bravo, we're going to have the destroyers obviously go into Charlie, and we're going to cap it. We'll cap Charlie easily. We're also providing spotting for our team while we have a anchor cruiser here. I'll go ahead and use the cruiser symbol. We'll have a cruiser that actually anchors at... oops, wrong symbol, man. I am sorry. We'll have a cruiser anchor at Bravo, and then you have a cruiser anchor at literally supporting back at Bravo as well for assistance, if you want to call it that. And then the battleship obviously will hang out in the back as well to provide some fire support, and then it gives the ability to, let me see if I can, I can't click. Yeah, I can't click on the arrow, but basically you understand what I'm saying. The battleship is going to basically hang out here while the other destroyers are lingering around, providing backup and support for wherever quick reaction you need. So now look what we're doing. We're literally just guarding Bravo and Charlie, and we're just holding these two positions. Now, what is the problem with the enemy? The enemy, look what they have to do. The enemy now has to think about this. Do they proceed to chase us through Alpha and go into Bravo, or do they want to come back and support the team going through the middle, which is dangerous because there's focused fire from all angles, or do they want to actually come back through Alpha the long way and take Charlie? But again, there's focused fire that way as well. So from this standpoint, it looks like Bravo and Charlie, we have superior caps, we have an island in the middle for cover, and we can react to the enemy as well. So that is kind of the plan as you see fit. But let's see how it actually plays out in the replay and see if the Lemming train actually does work. But again, like, subscribe, bell button below, comment on the in the comments below. Let me know what you think. What are your thoughts? How does your team execute this? What could we do better? What could you guys do better? And any thoughts that we can add definitely helps us out. But let's get right to the replay and hope you enjoy.
Enemy force detected.
Okay, team, we're here in the battle itself. We're in the Zorkiy supership destroyer, Russian or Soviet, and it is actually probably one of the most powerful DDs in the game, almost borderline broken. It's pretty much just like a Khabarovsk that's just on steroids. It's got burst fire, it's got heals, it's got 27,000 health. It's got speed. It's got, did I say it's got the burst fire and health? I mean, God, goodness. I mean, you're literally trying to kill a zombie ship. Now, you notice the build I have at the end of the game, but you can take a look just right off the bat, the mini-map. My detection is 8.7, so in a Zorkiy, I'm literally a lighthouse build. But why? Because I'm not really going for DD hunting. I'm literally just a massive destroyer out there that's kind of acting like a cruiser, that's got firepower, that's got armor, that's got speed, that can really go out there and more or less support my other fellow DDs. As you can see, we're leading the pack as our Lemming train proceeds to Bravo into Charlie, and our goal is really to lead and support our other destroyer player. There's 3 of us. 3 destroyers is really a good, I would say, compliment against their 2 destroyers. Now, I've always said, you kill the destroyers right off the bat, you give your team the more likelihood of actually winning the game. Now, let's go see what we're trying to do here. Now, it's got torpedoes. They're only 10 kilometers, but you know what? There's still torpedoes that go 10 kilometers. And they're not the fastest, not the greatest, but they are there, and they are a threat. Now, we're really just launching in front of us. As a destroyer player, I just want to, if I have torpedoes, launch them, get them on reload, because more firepower, more ordnance you send down range, more likelihood you're going to cause some pain. So right here, we're going opening up. As a destroyer player that is focused on DD gunboating, you want to start shooting right away. More shells, more targets, more firepower sent down range, and the fact that you're getting the enemy team to shoot at you to reveal their position makes you a volatile player in the game, and everybody's going to be focused on you. Look at that, 1,200 damage from a Zorkiy on a cruiser, on a Soviet cruiser. That is a Stalingrad. I mean, this thing is a monster and a beast, and I hate going up against Zorkiy. Look at that, taking 2,200 damage off of literally just one shot salvo right there, and look, he's still firing at me. Not firing at anybody else, because why? I'm the biggest threat on the field right now, and rightfully so. That's what you want to do as a gunboat DD, because why? You want to cause a distraction to get them to waste their shot on you, so that your other team, as you can see, is firing free at will and, you know, has free reign. And look at those nice, beautiful torpedoes right into the Stalingrad, taking him down. And we get a start of fire, which causes a bad day. That's why I hate the Soviet DD lines when you're fighting against them. They start fires like a man, and there goes the burst fire. Did I just tell you? And boom, splash 1. RIP back to Porty, and that's exactly why the Zorkiy is not something to be reckoned with lightly. You literally are facing one of the most zombie-like destroyers out there that really, it comes back when you don't kill it right off the bat. It comes back to haunt you and haunt your dreams. I'm telling you so. But anyways, let's get right back to the strategy. As you can see, we're doing a great job of having our DD in the back and kind of keeping that western flank open and spotted for our battleship, who'll be lingering near Bravo. And now he'll probably be the anchor while we have our 3 cruisers pushing up, as well as our 2 DDs out front into the eastern sector spotting. And this is a conundrum for the enemy team now, because what is the enemy team going to have to do is they're going to try to come in and guard Charlie, because they know what our plan is at this point. We're lemon training it all the way to Charlie, so look how much reaction time they have to make up for. They're going to have to actually go from Alpha all the way to get to Charlie or Bravo, and they have to make a decision, again, splitting their force, while our force can mass focus fire as they approach. Now, here's another funny thing. The GK is actually aiming his guns at us. He's not aiming them at our, squishy cruisers. They're actually trying to shoot at a DD player. He's gonna waste his salvo on us. Look at, he's firing 6 more front guns at us, while the secondaries are also focused on us. But look, he's not actually connecting with a lot of the shots. Again, another factor what makes a Zorkiy so unbelievably frustrating to fight against is the fact that the profile, the armor, everything does not support it. Ooh, do we get a nice torpedo? Lucky torpedoes. Look at that. Boom. We get a torpedo hit. Like I said, just keep firing ordnance down that way. The more firepower and ordnance you can send down range, you can cause a plethora of damage. And look at this. This GK, look, he's getting surrounded. He is getting focus fired en masse. And you notice the enemies just basically one at a time walking through our fields of fire. And look at where we're at right now. You can notice that we have 3 cruisers at Charlie, as well as 2 destroyers focus firing on people, entering one at a time. You see how hard it is for the enemy to actually react to this? They're worried about Bravo and they're worried about Charlie. 2 different things. We're keeping their forces separated while we're actually mass forcing mass firepower onto one target. So we're seeing if we can go ahead and try to cap Charlie at this point. Again, it's not a rush. You don't have to cap right away. As long as you eventually kill a few ships and sustain the point lead, you really can take your time when it does capping. Now, here comes another role as a destroyer player. What are we talking about? Always get better as a destroyer player. Your role is to kill the other DDs. Priority number 1. Kill other DDs, maximize the probability that you're going to win. Look at this. Here we go. Here comes the burst animal fire. Here we go. Full send. And boom goes the diamond. Our team gets the kill. There is nothing that Holland could have done. Too much firepower, raining down on them, and we switch to our torpedo. We have a Puerto Rico and another Puerto Rico coming in. Teammates are actually warning against 2 Puerto Ricos. They are kind of deadly, but you know what? As long as we can keep them focused on us, have them try to swing their slow guns and slow rate of fire at us and not shooting at other teammates, we actually can survive this. He takes a shot, we turn left to juke that shells, and there's another salvo coming at us. And now look, here's what I'm trying to do is create a slim profile. Always keep slim profiles and keep on the move, jink left, jink right as a destroyer player to really reduce the probability of you getting hit, and that really makes you a significant threat and distraction, as well as literally, I'm sorry to say I'm hugging the map. I know it's a cheap move, but you know, I did not realize how much space. This Zorkiy goes so fast that it's really, really hard to judge the size of the map because it can literally move all over the place like a Kleber and a Marceau. Now we got the last, the Puerto Rico here. Now he's a little smarter. He's probably slowing down because he saw the torpedoes. He's got his probably hydro up. And now we're going to go ahead and start opening fire and get his distraction focused on us because he's full broadside to our other cruisers. And look, he's fired a shot at us, wasting his shots at us and seeing if we can... Ooh, ouch. That actually hurt a lot. But you know what? Zombie hill coming up in 8 seconds. But we're going to go ahead, not after we actually start a couple more fires on the Puerto Rico, which is very, very annoying. And look at the range we can reach out and touch somebody. 14.8. We can literally run away at full speed and shoot our shells. Now, the farther you get away, like 10 to 11 kilometers, the harder it is to hit. Look at that slap. I just slam on the brakes, hard right to the turning away from the target, and then turning back into the target to get all 4 guns to bear. And we're going to just slowly start a lot of fires. He's going to eventually get frustrated like all human players do. They just don't like wasting their shots on something so hard to hit with little gain, as opposed to we have 3 other of our teammates actually trying to fire. Now, we're taking way too much damage at this point. We're going to damage con the fire, stop it, and get the hell out of dodge. And that's what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to go back to slim profile and literally try to get away and build distance away from the enemy threat. Now, look, Puerto Rico at this point has lost his interest in us. He's firing at somebody else, and that is also teamwork right there. Another destroyer player distracting a cruiser. We've got torpedoes inbound, and we see, oh, he's going to take a hit. Is that going to kill him? That kills him right there. Way to go, Summers, with the flooding. That is awesome, awesome destroyer teamwork right there. And that's how we won the game. Bravo Charlie taken out while the rest of our team at Bravo killed everybody else. But anyways, let me know what you think about that. Does the Lemming train actually hold water? Is it viable and works in clan battles? And did that strategy work? Or what do you guys recommend on Haven? I'm always looking forward to hearing new strategies, new techniques. But as always, hope you guys are doing well. Like, subscribe, bell button below. Thank you for you guys all the support on the channel. New ideas, new techniques, and strategies really make the channel and the community grow. Here's the build coming up at you right here. So if you want to take a look at the Zorkiy build, pause it, take a screenshot of it, let me know what you think of it, and that's how I build mine. No concealment build, focused on guns. Hope you're doing well. See you out there. Cheers.